everyone, my name is Lauren and I'm an interpreter here at Royal Botanical Gardens. Today we're going on a tour of the archives. Come with me. Welcome to RBG's library. Today we're joined by RBG's librarian and archive specialist, Erin Aults. Hi Erin, thanks for showing us around today.
Hi Lauren, it's great to see you, and it's always great to show off the library and archives.
So today we're going to be looking at the archives collection, but I can't help but notice that we're in a library. What's the difference between a library and an archive?
All of you viewers have probably been to a library. It might have been an academic library at a university or a college where you went to research in books and microfilm. Or maybe you're really familiar with public libraries where you go for information and entertainment and public programs. Our library here at RBG is a little closer to the academic library where we have very specialized text. Like take this one, Index to Plant Chromosome Numbers 1975 through 1978. So archives are a little bit different. They focus on preserving the cultural and institutional memory. So instead of focusing on items that have been published, they collect different items like unpublished journals, oral history from community elders, papers of businesses and catalogs, which is one of our main collections. And then there's also photographs and objects that tell the story of institutions. They really provide a space for folks who might not have space in the library, who might not have a voice in the library published materials, to have a space in the culture and community that they've helped create.
How many items are in RBG's archives collections?
That is an interesting question, Lauren. You know, I could tell you that our library has about 12,000 books, or what we call monographs, but our archival collection, it's organized in a very different way. Let me show you what one of our collections looks like. So welcome to RBG's archival collection that focuses on the history of gardening in Canada. It's the Centre for Canadian Historical Horticultural Studies. I'm standing in front of boxes that are full of seed catalogs. They use the system of original order and provenance in order to arrange them. It's not like the Dewey Decimal System. Now in this case, we have alphabetized these seed catalogs by businesses so that we can easily find them. So while I can tell you that this collection has 30,000 seed catalogs, usually archives are organized by the length of boxes that they take up, which in this case is 130 meters.
Can you show us some of your favorite items in the collection?
Absolutely, come with me. RBG has corporate archives as well, and I've brought here one of my favorite items from the corporate archives. So this is the curtain that was silkscreened for us in 1959. The RBG Main Center opened in 1959, and as part of the celebration of that, we had this silkscreening done by a silkscreen artist named Elizabeth Wilkes-Huey from Moffat, Ontario. And she used the coat of arms, the RBG coat of arms that had just been approved in 1957, as a means of displaying who we were for the curtains in all of our meeting rooms and headquarter rooms. So RBG has the curtain like I just showed you, but we also have more traditional archival objects. Like we have photographs upon photographs of the development of RBG, starting from the late 1800s up through contemporary times. So this is photographs of John Lamoureux, who was RBG's first conservationist. And I've pulled out these books to show you because I want to make you understand that archives, they're not just for looking at and understanding, but there's research that's done here, and there's the ability to tell the story and make connections. So these are 3 books that were written by our volunteer archivist, Marie Miniker. And this orange one that's here in the middle is the story of John Lamoureux. And then one of the last objects that I pulled out from RBG's corporate archives are some of the early minutes that we have. So this is the Board of Royal Botanical Gardens, their first meeting in 1942. So here I've brought out some of my favorite collections from the Centre for Canadian Historical Horticultural Studies. So the biggest part of that collection is our 30,000 seed catalogs, and I have a few here that I'm showing. We really focus on Canada in that seed collection and Southern Ontario in particular. I am always fascinated with how colorful those catalogs are and beautiful. I have a few here that are from Hamilton. So we have Robert Evans, who is downtown in Hamilton, and he has such beautiful lithography done by Duncan Lithography, which was a couple blocks over. One of our other collections in that is the Horticultural Societies of Canada. So I've pulled out a few pieces of that. These are High Park Horticultural Society prizes from the 1920s of Mrs. Allen Gow. And so she submitted many prizes, and we have stacks and stacks of the prizes that she won at these Horticultural Society contests. I've also brought out this letter to represent items from our Isabella Preston collection. Isabella was one of the early female plant hybridizers in Canada. This is a letter between her and her professor, Professor Crow, who was also a pretty big plant breeder in the time period.
Thank you so much, Erin, for showing us around the archives today. It's amazing to think that RBG has thousands of letters and photographs and catalogs in the collection that are used by historians every day to study the history of RBG and horticulture in Canada.